Yes, is my voice audible, and is the clarity is okay for this particular live session? Because this live session that I am doing, it is from a different software. It is called the OBS Studio. The first one that I did was through the mobile phone, which had an app called the Streamlabs, where I did the live session through the Streamlab into the YouTube live. So it was done by a third party software. This is also done by a third party software, but over here I am recording through my laptop, and so that I can have the screen capture method also, that is can show you the PPT or anything through some notepad or something like that. So the voice is audible, right? Yes, many of you are saying yes. Hopefully it is fine for now. We have how many people watching? I don't know for now. Let's see. Okay, so let's start. Let's see. I won't take much of your time, so just I will just brief you the assignments that are there. So whatever you do, you type the assignments, you do it on your own. You type the assignments and you get the output, because this is a lab session. So you have to provide the output and the thing that you have typed in your console. So you type the assignments and you get the output. Obviously the codes, many of the codes are available online, but the teachers will scrutinize and they will see whether it's correctly performed or not. So I suggest that you do it on your own, because else you won't be able to learn. So this is very important. So you have to perform, you have to write the codes on your own. It will be helpful for you, and the examination that we, as I've said, will be in an online form from the for this particular semester, most probably. Hopefully, if this coronavirus case, if it gets resolved, after that, if the classes, I don't think mass gathering will be allowed. So let's see, let's hope for the best, but it might go into our online form, and the questions will be tougher, and you won't be able to answer the question even if you form a group and sit and solve it, because the questions will be formed in such a manner. So it's very difficult. So you have to train yourself, you have to learn the things and all. I'm not just scaring you, but you have to learn. That is the thing that you have to do. uh, okay, so good afternoon, and we will start with today's session. uh, so let's switch on the screen capture mode. Okay, so this is the screen capture, right? Over here I'm at one side. I think Omotto sir has also done in this very mode. So now the first question that I have over here is, write a C program to allocate a static m cross n array using array of pointers and perform its transpose. So first of all, what does transpose mean? Transpose means is this very 2D array has to be transposed in a manner, that is, the row will become the column and the column will become the row, right? So say suppose over here we have an array a11, a12, a21, a22. So just remember that whatever the row is, it will become the column, and whatever the column is, it will become the row. So over here, as we can see, this is the row, right? This very row will become what? It will become the column, and this particular row will also become the column. So this particular thing, first a11, it will be in the very place where it is, right? And this a12, what will happen with a12, where it will go? Can anyone tell me where will this a12 go? I just want to see in the chat, where will this a12 go in this very location. Say suppose this array is a and this array is b. just type in which particular location, that is in which particular index of the 2D array will this A12 go. Yes, in the place of 2 1, right? So A12 will go into the place of 2 1, so it will go over here. A12 will go over here, and this A21, this one will go into A12, and A22 will remain where it is. So A22 over here, right? So simple as that. So simply the logic is nothing but A of ij, A of ij will be stored where? A of ij will be stored into B of ji, right? But there is one problem. If you keep on copying this, what will happen is you have to stop till there is a stopping criteria till which this has to be performed. This B of ji is equal to A of ij, or B of ij is equal to A of ji. This operation that you are performing, that you have to perform, remember this will be performed till I is less than j, or less than equal to, obviously, but less than this has to be remembered, because if we do it for the whole of the array, it might be the case that after this very operation of a11, a12, a21 and a22, all the things after the replacement, it will remain the same, and whatever the array that you got will be the very same array that you have inputted. So remember to do this very operation where I is less than equal to j, right? So this operation is performed for this transpose. So there will be two loops. Remember to use two loops, right? There will be two loops. One will be for I equal to 0 to m, for j equal to 0 to n, right? And this A of B of ij is equal to A of ji, this simple operation, but this will be performed till I is less than equal to j, right? So this is for the first one. I am not going to write the code and everything. I'll just quickly brief you the procedures, nothing else. And the next problem that we have, the next problem is for each integer n in the interval a and b, if n is just look at that, just look into this. If n is greater than 1 and is less than 9, then print English representing of its lowercase, right? That is 1 for 1, if the number is 1, it will be 1. If the number is 2, it will be 2. Whatever the number is, you will print the very text to it, right? Else, if n is greater than 9, then it is an even number. Else, if n is greater than 9, then it's an even number, then print even. Else, if n is greater than 9 and it's an odd number, then you print odd. Whatever the range is, you take it accordingly, right? Achha. Third one is write a C program to find the HCF of two numbers. So HCF of two numbers, you know what is HCF, right? So whatever highest common factors, what are the factors that are common between two? So if I have, say suppose if I have 24 and if I have 12, what is the highest common factor that is dividing both of this? It is much like the greatest common divisor sort of, but over here we have to consider the factors. So 24 and 12, 12 is the number which divides both of it, right? That is what is GCD, greatest common divisor, or in case of here we are considering highest common factors. This is quite similar. You just keep on dividing and you take it, consider it with the previous number that is divided. If it is greater, then you consider that, right? Acha, write a C program to convert a decimal number to binary using array. So for this particular decimal number to binary, simply remember this. Just 1 minute. For decimal number to binary, what you do is, say suppose I have 24. You divide the number, you perform what? You perform mod of 2. You divide or find the, sorry, you find the remainder with 2. If the remainder 24 mod 2, whatever the remainder is, that is the decimal number. But remember, whenever you are actually doing this very operation, you have to store all the numbers in an array. So first divide the number 24 divided by 2. So there will be a loop until or unless the number n, say suppose n is equal to 24, n is equal to 24, and you keep on dividing this very number with 12. And what happens is, until or unless you get n is equal to 0, you keep on performing this very operation. So 24 divided by 2 is 12, right? And the remainder is what? Remainder is 0. So you store that 0 into an array. Then 12 is divided by 2, which is 6. The remainder is 0. Then again 6 is divided by 2, which is 3. Again the remainder is 0. Then 3 is divided by 2, which gives a remainder of 1. So 2 ones are, right? And after this we get another 1. So this is what it is. And the things are stored into an array: 0, 1, 2, 3, 4. And you print this whole of the array in the reverse manner, and you can get the binary. So the binary is 1, 1, 0, 0, 0, right? So whatever the remainder is, you are storing it into a particular index, and you are getting what the very binary form is. That the number is, you compare each of the numbers. Say suppose if I have this particular array, in this particular array every number, say suppose 2, then I have another 3, then I have 2, then I have 1, then I have 2. So what I need to do is delete the duplicate elements from the array. This is a bit difficult, but for every iteration what you do is you consider the number and you check whether the duplicate is present or not. If it is present, say suppose this is present, what you do is you delete it. That is one way. Either you can delete it by simply assigning 0 to it. Then then what you will be doing is, then you will be deleting it by simply shifting the elements, or simply just delete it directly with each iteration, where you consider I and you consider the j loop, which will compare each of the elements, and wherever there is a common element, you just simply delete it by taking the shifting operation by for that particular position, right? So array deletion has been done, which has to be added with this for duplicate this deletion. The last one is a bit tricky, but I won't take much time. Just start doing this very 5 operation or 5 assignments that is given. So just do it, submit it within the specified time, which is 5 p.m. and in the Google Classroom, and also attend to the IMCRP quiz. Okay, thank you.